everybody. I don't know if you can hear me or not. I'm trying to make this work on this new device. So I'll probably do a voiceover, perhaps. Okay, so the video is going to be fully related to this is extremely important um, from my perspective. And so we have Newsweek here, and if you haven't already started reading, what you need to read is this. This is an account from the senior director of SpaceX. Okay, what you guys want to remember is that most of these operations, the presidency, whatever you want to come up with, all this stuff is run by. Um, it's run by. Well, you know who it's run by. So, what's going on here is we're talking about the child molestation allegations of Donald Trump, and now we have the statement here is from Elon Musk, which he's the head of the Department of SpaceX, and that's also part of the military. So everybody just needs to kind of like be on one page with this. Is that you have somebody who obviously visits, has access inside of the White House departments, and is also somewhat as rich and wealthy as the president himself. So, yeah, this is very convincing evidence, in my opinion, that it's pretty much a deal. The deal is over for me. That we can't have this type of individuals running all over the continent and running all over the world, quote unquote, running things and doing all the stuff like this. This is completely wrong. And this is going to make the entire world look like we're all pro child molestation. We have a lot of evidence. This evidence has been lingering and looming everywhere. So I just did a very simple internet search, and that is just right here in my face. And now I'm reading that we have people who are coming forward and who are giving statements and trying to do the right things. That's the only thing that really matters is this whole situation is that we have some people who try, okay, but we have some people who have obviously you know what I mean, like a mental illness or something. Okay, so just with that being like said, people, we can move forward as people. Okay, so there were loads of protests for the No Kings protests. I didn't really do much myself just because of the fact that I have a bad back, and I refuse to go out and go anywhere and be screaming and hollering and things like that. I'm not doing all of that just because of my health. I'm tired. But I appreciate. I really want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's trying to do the right things in this situation, including cutting strings and attachments with the president. Yeah. So
Oh, you thirsty?
I think that's very important. I think that is, you know, more important than anything. That the people everywhere people are doing things to do the right things. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this what we have here, this statement here, and then we're going to go back to the whole Epstein file. There's a FBI website, and they have a paper what I just have access to. They have posted it publicly for the public, and you can go and look at it yourself. So we're going to go ahead and look at this, and then we're going to go look at the other paper on the Department of Justice website, and then we're going to go and look at the paper. It's posted by the FBI, okay? Which, once again, um, uh, we haven't always had a perfect history with FBI as people of color and FBI POC people, and we haven't always had a perfect relationship and things like that. Like personally, me, I've had to go through loads of evidence talking about the FBI's history of following and attacking lots of black people. Um, and people of color, BI, POC people, and doing all the wrong things. Okay, but once again, we have kind of more of a fresh scene, even though that it is technically it is under the whole entire FBI, a setting and organization. But at the same time, we have a fresh scene, and those people are not the same people. Um, and the point here is to just have people do the right things when they're supposed to do it, as well as just like the military and just like everybody, every freaking body needs to kind of be on the same page and just doing the right things when things like this are going on. And that's kind of like where what I'm saying is that it's something to be really um, proud of is to witness and to have this organization doing something, even though I don't know everything that's going on and things like that. With every movement and everything that the organization is doing, it's still good to see something good happening. This is a good thing, and the investigation, what they had did and performed, and everything else like that, is very much appreciated, and it's very positive. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on because I've already read it. You don't really need to read. If you do need to read it, you can go ahead and check it out. I'll leave a link and go ahead and tip the news stations and stuff because this, in my point, from my perspective, this is very good. Like, this is very good what people are doing. So, um, we're going to go and skip over to the next uh, file, which the paper is not long at all. It's two papers and it's one paper and a half of words. So I'm going to kind of like sort of read over it, and hopefully my audio is working. Otherwise, I'll just be doing a voiceover. Okay, so all right, so this paper is dated um, right here, the 6th of June. This is extremely um, current. The 6th of June. All right, so okay, so we have here. Okay, what else? Good morning. It says on Thursday, the billionaire Elon Musk, and just as a reminder, Elon Musk is he's a respected individual. He's not just a billionaire. He's not just like all the, he's not just somebody. He does a lot of work in SpaceX, and um, he does a lot of environmental stuff and puts a lot of things together for, Tesla cars. They're all very good for helping. They're trying to be a help with the human race, and uh, he's a huge part of the military. Okay, so if you ever like notice anything about him, he's kind of more militant, and he's also kind of a fit person in his bodily structure, which gives you a good indication that he's literally he's part of the military. Okay, so he works and he has a job within it. He also gets paid a lot because that sort of industry and stuff is just not cheap. Okay, so that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're looking at with him. He's not just like some billionaire that just has all the rich things. Like some people get like that. Like, why are you just like richer than everybody, and things like that. He's obviously kind of earned more so, and put himself in a position where he went forward. And I actually think I read that his background, he was born in like South Africa. He's probably a plain person before the fact that he applied and went to the military. He's probably like blue collar or something, his family. So I don't find it to be that, people should be really upset at him or just be really rude to him or anything like that, and try to make a joke out of him or anything like that, because of the fact that he's helpful and he is a part of the military and the United States military. And people need to just look at that and say, hey, you're doing a great job. And that's part of your job. and not be so kind of like really bitter and stuff like that. And I think that's a really big part of everything, just not being so bitter about everything. Um, as far as pertaining to somebody like that who isn't doing anything to anybody really, and is just doing their job and just doing helpful stuff. So on that, we need to like commend that a lot more. And as far as just like getting to, um, I've been hearing a lot of things about Donald Trump and the the organizers of. I wanted to say that you guys, Donald Trump is a person in the military has to be able. Lord goodness, I can't talk. But a person who's literally running the presidency at this point needs to have some kind of understanding of what they're doing. You guys picked a guy who runs hotels, and that's his main job. Is I believe if you go look up Donald Trump's history, he created a hotel franchise, and he made a lot of money, and he was wealthy. He was also an actor, which keeps popping up in my head because I saw him on The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. He was an actor. He's an entertainer, and what does that have to do with most of the departments of a presidency? Is the big question. What does that have to do with anything? So last night Cardi B was on. She was online, so she started saying, "Well, he Donald Trump is not really. He's not trying to do." She said exactly what I'm saying. He's not here to do all these things which you expecting and wanted him to do, because he's just not here to do it because he's never done it and he never will do it. He's a franchise owner of hotels, and I think I'm correct on that, as he has ran hotels. Okay, so he ran some really freaking nice hotels, as a matter of fact. But what does that have to do with all the departments within the presidency? Is the question. Now, when you ask yourself those questions, you're gonna get an answer, and you tell me if he fits that that criteria to be able to be qualified to run all these different parts of what is known as the presidency. Okay, so that's pretty much like a big thing for it to me as well, is that the reason why we have so many problems is because nobody did like their research, and um nobody did most of the research, and now he's just where he is and doing what he has always done and doing what he will always do, and what he's entitled to do is work in America, and work in America, and have a franchise of hotels. Now, somewhere along the way, he decided to go run for president. Okay, so I mean, I'll speak for myself. I never voted for him. I never voted for most of the things. Um, on the most elections, I don't. Hi, good morning. But I don't vote because I have chronic health issues. Okay, so on that note, I don't want to be bothered because, on that note, if you're not disabled from the perspective where I have been handicapped for so long, please don't throw a judgment at me, because you don't know what it's like to have to do all these things, what I've had to do as far as getting my health corrected. And it's bad, okay? It's been bad, worse than most things. So, with that, it's like trying to have parts of my brain figuring out a lot of things. So I have to literally select things in my mind and in my body. And we call it in the disabled community, it's called counting your spoons. What do you have energy to go after today? Okay. So is that like a big thing? Like, okay, just from my perspective, is that a big thing? Selecting a president, I have to choose. That's what I've had to do for the longest. I have to choose, what am I going to participate in today and tomorrow and all week. Okay, so for me, I've had to choose that for the longest of my life, and usually the presidency just doesn't come up. Okay, so that's pretty much how that goes, and I'm just sitting somewhere crossing my fingers. I hope we get a good one, because you're going to come across people who have certain disabilities and handicaps. Please don't push them into stuff, because they're already trying. They have enough to do. They have enough to deal with their handicap and their disability, and they can't just get up and go check in and see who's this and do this and go out and vote and do all this and make sure that's in order too. We have enough going on, and that's what I have to say about my personal situation. But now at this point, it's getting to be well. Um, it's getting to be well. I can look at it just a little bit, right? So that's pretty much how this is going. How that is going, and it's just one of those things where people kind of just need to see that as what it is, which is I'm not. I'm only doing what I can do. All right. So back to the topic of what we're talking about: the Donald Trump, and um, what we're looking at, these files here and these allegations towards him and stuff like that. Okay. So but I just want to make it like really, really clear that we can't have this going on. I don't care about anything else. Is that this is just unacceptable. This is embarrassing, as a matter of fact. That is very embarrassing to have somebody who is. We have enough evidence on this thing to say that he has done it, and he is this individual. He has this. He's this person, which is what he is, but we're still going to have him doing and running our country now, and literally just like that, how I said it, and that's just unacceptable to me. Okay, so the government shutdown and all this stuff, it's just bad. Okay, so if you want to read the rest of this, this says Elon Musk suggests Trump is mentioned in the still secret Justice Department files related to the late financier and convicted sex offender, and that is the real reason they have not been made public. Okay, so that's what he's saying, and then Musk provided no support for the claim, which emerged in a high-profile public feud with the president. So that's why they were fighting on the internet. Okay, next we're going to go. And I don't want to download it again, but I was trying to show you guys that I'm in. Open. Let's see if you can open it. Hello. All right, guys. Hi. Where's your bud? Where is he? He's somewhere over there. Okay. So we're gonna go to downloads right here, and that's it right here. 20 minutes ago. So yeah, I just downloaded it, and when you do it, download it, it's gonna be right there. It's gonna have the same exact information, like as you know the little header and stuff. So here we go. I'm just gonna read it because I already read it. Um, it says as part of the first well, it says as part of our commitment to transparency, the Department of Justice, and this is the United States Department of Justice Federal Bureau of Investigations file. The Department of Justice and Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, have conducted an exhaustive review of investigative, and this is only for Epstein, because, like the last article was saying, most of the Epstein files were just hidden because of the fact that they probably most likely have Donald Trump all in them and stuff like that. And doing okay, so basically the Epstein files. Well, I'm just gonna say it and then I'm gonna read it off of the paper. And the Epstein files they contain was it like a couple thousand like documented cases of this guy named Epstein, and go read on his story. He killed himself in jail a couple years ago. He was in a holding cell, and Jeffrey Epstein, he was a financer, and he also he hung out with Donald Trump a lot. And so the files here were examined, and just loads of stuff within wherever these files were and stuff like that. And I'm going to read it just to be like really accurate. But they examined it, and yes, they found loads of child exploitation. And I mean, children. They found loads of it, and they found loads of the sex between a grown man and children. And I guess all kinds of boys and girls. And this is what it says on the paper. To ensure the review was thorough, the FBI conducted digital searches of its databases, hard drives, network drives, as well as physical searches of squad areas, locked cabinets, desks, closets, and other areas where responsive material may have been stored. These searches uncovered a significant amount of material, including more than 300 gigabytes of data and physical evidence. The files related to Epstein, including a large volume of images of Epstein, images and videos of victims who are either minors or appear to be minors, and over 10,000 downloaded videos and images of illegal child sex abuse material and other pornography. Teams of agents and analysts, attorneys, and privacy and civil liberties experts combed through the digital and documentary evidence with the aim of proving as much information as possible to the public while simultaneously protecting victims. Much of the material is subject to court-ordered sealing. Only a fraction of this material would have been aired publicly had Epstein gone to trial, as the seal served only to protect victims and did not expose any additional third parties to allegations of illegal wrongdoing. Through the review, we found no basis to revisit the disclosure of those materials and will not permit the release of child pornography, obviously. The systematic review revealed no incriminating client lists. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. Consistent with prior disclosures, the review confirmed that Epstein harmed over 1,000 victims. Each suffered unique trauma. Sensitive information relating to these victims is intertwined throughout the material. This includes specific details such as victim names and likeness, physical description, places of birth, association, and employment history. One of our highest priorities is combating child exploitation and bringing justice to victims. Perpetuating unfounded theories about Epstein serves neither of those ends. To that end, while we have labored to provide the public um, with maximum information regarding Epstein and ensured examination of any evidence in the government's possession. After a thorough investigation, I'm skipping to the next page. The FBI investigators concluded that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City on August 10th, 2019. This conclusion is consistent with previous findings, including the August 19, 2019 autopsy finding of the New York Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, the November 2019 position of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York in connection with the investigation of federal correctional officers responsible for guarding Epstein, and the June 2023 conclusion of DOJ's Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General. Okay, so yeah, they have some links at the bottom. So um, that pretty much like concludes the whole thing. And if anybody else is wondering, because I felt um, like the topic wasn't like being brought up or something, and it's just like it's a couple clicks on the internet. So leave a comment and all that stuff and things like that, and I'll just leave the links. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.